Have Your Say, Hobsons Bay is a series of stories and experiences of people who live, work and play within the municipality of Hobsons Bay. Let's hear how their lives were changed because of COVID-19. Have your say, Hobsons Bay.
Hello everyone, this is our Speakers Band podcast. Ferdinand, Carlo, and my name is Thomas. Welcome everyone. Today our guest is Joe. How are you, Joe, today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. Can you tell us something about yourself? What you do?
I'm a retired person. I'm retired, and I volunteer as a English tutor for migrants and refugees.
Okay. And can you tell us why did you decide to become a teacher?
Sure. When I retired, I was looking for an activity I could be involved in. I was born in Italy, and I came to Australia in 1961 with my family. And being a migrant from a migrant background and being university educated, I thought I would use my knowledge of the English language to benefit other migrants and refugees.
How long have you been teaching, Joe?
I started tutoring the AMEP, Adult Migrant English program, in 2014, when the AMES, which stands for Adult Multicultural Education Services, were coordinating it. I completed a course in conversational English with them and have been working in that role ever since. The program is now run by an organization called Learning for Employment. And I was also teaching a class at Altona Library since 2017, before they closed it down due to COVID-19 in 2020. We have, however, continued on Zoom.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. From your point of view, like, what is the best thing about being a teacher?
Okay. I think that the best and most rewarding thing about being an English tutor is seeing the students improve their communication skills, thereby developing their self-confidence and consequently their self-esteem as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. And what about what motivates you, like, to help those migrant students as well?
What motivates me
you? Yeah.
to help these people? As I mentioned before, I come from a migrant background.
Oh, yeah,
myself.
yeah. So you know their situation is as well.
Yeah, look, I've experienced firsthand the difficulties posed when migrants first go to a new land and they don't know the language. Because when I came to Australia, I knew no English at all. So I have great empathy for these people and I want to help them as much as I can.
Oh, yeah.
So we all know that the COVID-19 have already impacted a lot of things, our lifestyle, our way of living. So how has COVID-19 impacted your way of teaching, and what do you think is the biggest challenges for you as an English tutor?
I think teaching people face to face is very rewarding experience for both teacher and student. So it's been very difficult to stop that activity. At this stage, we don't know when we'll go back to the Altona library. They haven't reopened yet, but we have continued to have classes and one-to-one conversations on Zoom. That's turned out to be quite good as a consolation. The biggest challenge has been learning to operate Zoom efficiently without any dramas.
Yeah, I think for all we all experience those. Yeah, because we're not used to doing Zoom anyways before. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least we have means now.
Yeah, so I guess it's like there's a pros and cons of changing things. So yeah, but I guess using Zoom, it reaches a lot of people. It's accessible, but yeah, we all needed to be oriented on how to operate it efficiently. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, things like breakout rooms and
yeah, there's a lot.
Very challenging. But we're doing it okay. So far.
That's good. So what about your students? Like, how many students do you teach?
Okay. So it varies. We have, students that come from different cultures. So there's students from all over the world, really, that we've come in contact with. And we were teaching at the library an average of about 12 students a week.
Okay.
Yeah, as a class. And sometimes we had as many as 17 students. Yeah. But now on Zoom, the numbers have dwindled a bit. So we have about an average of 8 students on. But we have a greater variety of cultures on Zoom because they can come from anywhere in the Melbourne metropolitan area, whereas before there were only people coming from areas surrounding the Altona library. So Zoom has sort of opened up a bit more, the access or the availability of people.
Fair enough. Yeah. So how can you say about the workload? Like, did it increase or did it decrease as your workload?
I don't think it's increased it. It's probably made it a little bit easier because I don't have to travel anywhere. The only thing, as I said before, is learning how to operate Zoom and coordinate the other tutors, But really the workload hasn't really increased that much.
So since you mentioned that you are teaching via Zoom, so how do you manage, or how do you cultivate this positive relationship with your students? How do you motivate them? Because whenever we are it's actually like every people have a different perception in it, I guess. Like for me, I guess I would like to have a teacher that is like face-to-face teaching, but other people are preferring the Zoom interaction. How do you cultivate positive relationship with your students, and how do you create like a sense of a class community during the COVID-19 period?
Well, when now on Zoom, you mean like at the moment, the way we teach now, we always ask new students to introduce themselves to the others in the group, and we chat informally about how their life might be going before starting our discussions on a chosen topic. We also rotate the tutors with the students, so we all get to know each other.
That's good.
Yeah, if you know what I mean. You know, like we rotate, so there's exposure of different students to different tutors every
So
week.
everyone is supported. Yeah.
Everyone is supported, and plus they get to know each other. That's the idea.
Yeah.
And to before COVID-19, during our classes at the Altona Library, we used to have informal chats during the breaks and encourage students to talk with each other so they could make new friends if possible. And we also used to play games.
That's good. Yeah.
To facilitate their interactions amongst themselves, amongst each other.
Yeah, so it's a good form of socialization. So, do you think during this COVID, the students needs more support during social isolation?
Well, definitely they need more students. More support. I think because they're more disadvantaged than other Australians, they often don't have the social networks and lack the self-confidence to integrate into the wider community. Some are actually still waiting for their families to join them here. And so they may be depressed or anxious. So the uncertainty that they feel.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether anything can be done about that, but we try to help them as much as we can. But I think the government needs to do more in that regard. Also some people are not allowed to work or work very little, little hours. So they find it difficult to find accommodation and also to make ends meet for their family.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, because most of us or a lot of people experienced that as well during this pandemic.
Yeah.
And just for the last question, Joe, what strategies or what can you recommend to maintain the well-being of students and teachers during these times?
I think we need to develop positive relationships amongst the students and tutors by encouraging interactions between them and potentially forming lasting friendships. As I mentioned before, our work centers around developing our students' ability to be able to fit into the Australian community by teaching them how to communicate in English, and then we can improve their self-confidence and self-esteem.
Yeah. Oh, Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. So,
Yeah.
as much as I would like to continue our conversation, but we did a lot from our conversation today, Joe. Like,
Okay.
oh, for me, I'm so happy that you there's a person that is willing to help and that knows how does these migrants feel as well, the how does these migrants
Mhm.
experience things when they come into Australia, and you're able and willing to help them to overcome this, especially during this pandemic. And with even though this pandemic came to us, you did not stop on helping people, and you still
Mm.
continue on doing things. That's a good thing. And
Like,
yeah, again, on behalf of Speakers Bank, thank you very much, Joe, for sharing your experience during this COVID. And thank
Mm.
you so much, everyone, for watching us.
Mm.
and
Yeah, I
we
appreciate
will
that.
also we will
Thank you for joining us, Joe.
No worries. Thank you for having me part of the conversation.
so thank you everyone for watching us. If you have any questions or have suggestions for any topic you want us to cover, please contact us on 0396877066 or visit www.speakersbank.org.au. Again, this is John, Ferdinand, and Tom saying thank you once again, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Speakers Bank, and to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So thank you very much again, Joe. Have a great day and be safe, everyone.